Romanticism in English literature was one of the most exciting and emotional changes in writing ever. Writers got tired of strict rules and cold thinking. They started sharing deep feelings, love for wild nature, personal dreams, and the hidden parts of the heart. Those old poems can still make your heart beat faster today. They inspire love songs we hear now, care for the planet, and ideas about being yourself. Curious why Romanticism still feels so alive and powerful? If yes, smash that subscribe button now and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss more fun, heartfelt talks about books like this. Let's dive in.
In the late 1700s, England changed fast. The Industrial Revolution filled green villages with smoky factories and loud machines. Jobs vanished. Big cities became crowded and dirty, and people felt cut off from simple, happy days. In 1789, the French Revolution began. It promised freedom and fairness for all, but it also brought fear and war. Before this, the Enlightenment loved clear logic, science, and neat rules in poems and stories. Romantic writers refused to follow that anymore. They picked feelings over brainy rules, gut instincts over cold facts, and huge imagination over strict patterns. It turned into a big emotional fight for freedom, being real, caring about normal people, and loving nature's amazing beauty. The real beginning came in 1798 with lyrical ballads by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. They used easy, everyday words to talk about regular people, farmers, children, the poor. Nature was not just a background. It became alive, like a friend who helps and heals. Wordsworth wrote in his introduction that poetry comes from strong feelings that spill out naturally, then you think about them quietly later. William Blake started even earlier. He mixed poems with his own bright drawings. In Songs of Innocence and Experience, he showed how children begin pure and happy, but growing up and society can turn things dark and unfair. The Romantics truly loved nature. They did not see it as something to control. Nature acted as a teacher, a doctor for your feelings, and a mirror for your soul. In Wordsworth's poem, Tintern Abbey, he returns to a peaceful river spot and feels deep calm, plus a connection to something bigger and forever. Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner tells about a sailor who hurts an albatross bird for no reason. Nature punishes him with scary magical events. The story teaches respect for all life. They loved the sublime, huge, beautiful, sometimes frightening things like tall mountains, wild storms, or endless seas. Those sights make you feel small, but also part of something wonderful and endless. Feelings and being yourself mattered most, not rules or logic. Your own emotions and imagination show real truth. The writer's inner thoughts counted more than what society said you should do. Many poems talk about being alone, feeling sad in a thoughtful way, or looking inside yourself. The lonely person walks and finds smart ideas. They saw childhood as perfect and full of wonder before the grown-up world ruins it. Women often appeared as dreamy, magical figures. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. It tells of a man who creates life but makes a monster. The book asks big questions about wanting too much power and what happens when we try to play God.
Imagination felt like magic to them. John Keats wrote in his Ode on a Grecian Urn that beauty is truth. Truth, beauty. Art and beauty hold truths that last forever, beyond normal thinking. Percy Shelley wrote Ode to the West Wind. He asks the strong wind to carry his ideas of change around the world. He ends with hope. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? Lord Byron created moody, rule-breaking heroes called Byronic heroes. They are full of passion, mistakes, and fighting against what everyone expects, like in Childe Harold and Don Juan. They loved everyday people, old countryside songs, and simple country life. This made books feel open to everyone, not just rich or fancy readers. They also wrote about faraway places, ghosts, old castles, and dreams. They did this not just to escape, but to push back against factories ruining lives and strict old ways. The younger group, Byron, Shelley, Keats, wrote very beautiful poems. Sadly, bad things happened. Keats died at 25 from sickness, Shelley at 29 in a boat accident, Byron at 36, while helping Greece fight for freedom. Their short, bright lives made the whole romantic story even more touching. In the end, Romanticism changed writing forever. It moved from copying old Greek and Roman styles to sharing honest personal feelings. It helped later writers go deeper. It influenced modern ideas about feelings, protecting nature, and being true to yourself. It reminds us your emotions matter, nature can heal you, and imagination can change everything. Which romantic idea speaks to you the most? Loving nature like Wordsworth, rebelling like Byron, or hoping for better days like Shelley? Share in the comments. I read them all and love your thoughts. If this video touched you, give it a thumbs up, send it to a friend who likes poems, and subscribe for more easy, fun looks at great books. Thanks so much for watching. Keep enjoying the magic of words.